Hi friends, Carissa here. I wanted to make a quick video about COVID because I feel like in my town, a lot of people aren't taking it seriously. We have been out and about a little bit doing necessary things, and there's still a lot of people that are walking around. There's still Most people are not wearing masks in public. I don't know if that's that they haven't seen the recommendations or it feel like it's uncomfortable or weird. But there's a reason that that stuff is being recommended. And I think some people may just think that this illness is not a big deal. And let me tell you right now, it's not about if the illness is bad or not. Okay? Let's take rubella, for example. Rubella is an illness that we have a vaccine for. You might look at it and be like, why? Why do we have a vaccine for that? It's considered a mild illness. Most people get mild symptoms like a rash and fever and similar to, it's kind of similar to chickenpox, not quite. But you would look at that and be like, why would we have a vaccine for it? Well, it's because years later, they found out that children born to mothers infected or infants getting it in young age were getting birth defects, and mothers were miscarrying, and children had heart defects. So the concern isn't necessarily like, oh, this is a mild illness, which if you've been anywhere but under a rock, you know that some people aren't experiencing it as a mild illness. But the thing to remember is that we don't know. The precautions that are being put in place are for if it turns out to be something like rubella. Okay? If it turns out that this is like yearly RSV or your regular cold, great. That's good. That's something that we can deal with. But if it turns out that it's something worse and more scary down the road, causes problems later in life, that's something that we want to mitigate. It's something we want to protect people against, and we especially want to make sure our vulnerable populations are protected from it. The longer we can keep people from getting it, the more time we have to research it, study it, and develop a vaccine for it or even a treatment for it. So I hope that this, if you haven't thought of it this way, I hope this puts on a little bit of a new perspective of why you should maybe take it seriously. And the masks thing, real quick. The cloth masks, they don't do a lot, but they do a little bit. They will protect you a little bit, and anything at this point is helpful. So that is the current recommendation. I never agreed with the recommendation of not wearing masks from the beginning, but I personally think it was to protect the shortage for healthcare workers. So on a if you're a non-healthcare worker, you're in the community, the recommendation is to wear a cloth mask. There's lots of great tutorials online that are really easy. You can just make one out of a bandana and hair ties. I did it the other day, and let's try and protect our future children and our vulnerable populations.